What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the Den. I'm glad that you all could join me this evening. If you're not familiar with the Den is the greatest conversation on the internet. The reason why it's the greatest conversation on the internet is because of you wonderful people. I'm glad that you could be here. I'm your host, Ed Honcho, and it is my honor, my privilege, and most of all, my pleasure to get to chop it up with you guys tonight. And going to be a very interesting conversation, I do believe. And tonight we're going to talk about Trump, right? And we've had some conversations about Trump here and there. We've discussed things here and there. But today I kind of want to get to the root of it. You know, there's a lot of people. Trump is a very polarizing guy, right? Some people love him, some people hate him, and I want to know why. You know, people feel the way that they feel, particularly about. Fucking hate you, big L. I want to know why you feel the way that you do. But let's see who we have joining us this evening. Let's talk about it. Well, let me see. Let's do it from here. All right, cool. There's my list. I had a list. I had an early bird list. So right here. All right, I see John from New York. I see Coltrane. I see, I don't know what I wrote. I wrote something crazy here, and I don't know what that is. What the hell did I write there? Rashida, Just Sarah, K. Grace, Miss Brenda, how are you this evening? Louis 17, Only One Lie, Jen Smith, Sweetberry 32, Brandon 335, Toxic, Big M, Miss Bell, D the Gamma, and Rob Myers. What the hell did I write right there? Who was in the den earlier that I missed? I'm not mad because I don't know what the fuck I wrote. Like, I really don't know what I wrote right there. There was a conversation taking place early, and then I may have missed it. I don't know. I guess maybe that's what I get for writing so fast. I see McVice. I see Heidi. I see Jason S. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Okay. Let's see. M. Grace. What's the motherfucking deal? Voltic One Misty. Okay. Second City Ninja. What's the motherfucking deal? Sound like some new names there. Prepaid Mike, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Lady Licious, what's the motherfucking deal? All right, man, I got you. I got you on that culture. I'm trying to figure out, there was somebody in there. I don't know. There was a conversation going on earlier, and I don't know what I wrote down. Like, I have no idea. It's like terrible handwriting. Shame on me. But we'll figure it out. What did I write? That's gonna bother me for the rest of the stream. But M. Grace, okay, well, you're in here. The Lawrence Law, what's the motherfucking deal? It might have been, like I said, but the writing is terrible. But it's always good to be blessed with the graces in the building this evening. Let me see. You said the stream is going to go crazy because Trump is in the name. It might be. But we'll see what happens. So, tonight, like I said, I just want to... Embrace in the brother. Okay. I guess I don't know. Maybe I missed somebody else. Or did I? I have no idea. But I got you. I know she's always early. But I'm looking at this name. I have no idea what I wrote here. It's just some chicken scratch. Yes, I got you, Miss D the Gamma. So, like I said, let's talk about it. Like I say, the Honcho, y'all don't want to see it. I'm not calling in tonight for the same reason I didn't call in 2 nights ago. No energy for religious/political arguments. Out respect opening a platform for those to do so, Honcho. Oh, damn it, I didn't miss. Appreciate the love there, Mr. Dan. I feel you, and I definitely feel you on that. Religion and politics can get intense. It can get very intense, depending on, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you are on it. They are things that, they go crazy. I'm telling you, I hate this little thin mustache. Oh, I told you I was going to show y'all something, right? And I didn't realize this until yesterday. So, and I showed everybody on the soft stream. So I said, I got to show everybody on the dead stream. Look at this. Y'all want to see something crazy? Look at this. I want y'all to look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. Do you see this? Look at the difference. This shit. This is what happens, right? This is the craziness. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm fucking two-toned and shit. Look at this. Got a fucking crazy color because I've been out running and shit, and I didn't realize that the sun was gonna be farmer tan. I guess I need to start wearing the farm shirts again then, huh? Let me find out. El Lobo, what's the motherfucking deal, man? But so here's my thing, man. Sun is good. Get your what do you get? Vitamin D, vitamin E, one of them fucking sunny vitamins, sunny D. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I say. I gotta look, but I can't quite run yet. You know what I'm saying? With this, without the shirt. Some people be out there. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be having a run like this, but but I'm not looking. We're gonna try to stay on topic tonight because man, there's interesting things that I see when I go running. But so, like I said, we're getting on Trump, and again, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, when you became a fan or when you became it, because I think a lot of it flipped for some people because I find it very odd, right, that all the rappers used to love Trump. Who was it? Who was it? Jeezy. I'm Donald Trump in a white tee and some white ones. Now he's campaigning. Who is he campaigning with Joe Biden or somebody? And then he had up like Donald Trump song. Who's the eardrummers? You've had everybody mention Trump in all of their songs, right? Right. Before their song called Trump Change. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? And so, like I'm saying, all of this stuff, all of the rappers love. Now he becomes president. Oh, we hate this guy. He's terrible. He's a racist. He's all of this. So if you feel like he's a racist or he's a bad person, whatever you call it, I want to know why you don't like him. If you feel like he's a good person and you do like him, or maybe your perspective on him changed or whatever it is, I would like to know why you do like him. Maybe it changed while he was in office. Maybe it changed. Maybe you've always been a Trump fan or whatever it may have been. I'll be honest, like when he was first running, I didn't take it really serious, like I say, because I've never been super political. Like, I'll pay attention to things here and there. I did think Hillary was terrible, though. And it's not because I'm a woman hater. I told y'all yesterday, women have the magic powers. I just thought that she was not it. I didn't like the way that she kind of presented herself and some of the things that were going on. She just kind of felt like she was entitled to it, like, yep, my turn next. And so I found it extremely hilarious when she didn't win. I was like, wow, the world it's about to be very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be interesting. And I had questions like, okay, well, God, not in the political arena. It's going to be very interesting to see how this turns out. I didn't think what happened. It did. And I found it very interesting. Even the way that he approached, like I say, even with the black media, that you've been voting Democrat for so long, what do you have to lose? And I found that interesting. Some people are like, well, he's not telling us anything. That's fine, but he's telling you the truth. What do you have to lose? Because your votes have already been accounted for on the left, and so they automatically assume no matter what they do and or say, you're just going to stay on the Democratic plantation. Like I said, I have no issues with anything he said. Some people have said, oh, he said some racist stuff. I haven't heard it. Some people talk about the old housing issues and all that other stuff, but I'm like, well, why was this never a thing again? When everybody was rapping about him, wanted to beat Trump and all this other stuff. So like I said, I have no issues with him. I don't care, good or bad. Like I don't hate him. I don't think I'm like a super fan. I like some of the shit that he's done. I do. I can't say that I do commit a few things that have been done. Like say he's given a shit ton of money to HBCUs, and when people say that didn't happen, all you got to do is look it up. Even though I think HBCUs are questionable in some areas. Not saying that they're bad, but they could definitely use some improvements. And I think and just seeing it with my own eyes, a lot of black people go to HBCUs just to fucking party and fuck. And they don't get a degree, but they get a disease. So, and I'm not knocking if you went to an HBCU. I'm just talking shit. But it's true. And then you have, the First Step Act, which I think was extremely commendable. And again, you had the black president there. He didn't really do anything for prison reform or anything like that. And for a guy, especially coming out of Chicago, you would think, that they would work on it. Something we got to talk about too. Something that we got to talk about too. Not true. Sweet Bear, I haven't seen it with my own eyes. I know some people. Now they may have had curable situations, but they definitely did not take themselves as seriously as they should have. And trust me, especially when I was at U of H, though, you go across the street to TSU, niggas selling dope on the Tiger Walk. Niggas posted on the hoes twerking on the Tiger Walk and shit. Jen, what's the motherfucker? No, is that it? No, that wasn't it. I got Miss Jen. I don't know what name I fucking wrote down there. I don't know. But my thing is, like I said, it would be motherfuckers literally like post up not going to class. Just niggas. I don't even know if the niggas went to school. But that's we're not talking about HBCUs. They will say that for another day. Like I said, I think a lot of the things that people say about Trump have been over exaggerated, and most people just don't like him because they've been told not to like him. And so again, I don't really care either way, but I do think that he's done some good things that have been favorable. What was it? The urban. I don't want to say it was the Urban Development Act, but he's put a lot of money into urban communities for redevelopment and things like that. So again, me not being the most political savvy person in the world, probably definitely not the most politically savvy person in the den. That's why I'm going to open the line here shortly and let you guys speak. And again, it doesn't have to necessarily be politics. It could be something he said. It could be something he did. It could be whatever it may be. Some of you might not like him because he likes to grab him by the pussy. That might be an issue for you. Opportunity zones. That's it. Thank you. Some of y'all might not like because he likes to grab him by the pussy or whatever it may be. But my whole thing is, I think it was, no. Okay. But like I say, it's up to you, whatever your reasons may be, whatever your, hold on. Y'all almost got me. I had to hold that sneeze in. That was tough. But like I said, my thing is, I want to know why, you feel the way you do, whatever reason it may be. Sorry about that. I had to do something real quick. And so again, appreciate that. Thank you. And so let's get to it. I have been really shining. I should have shown you that shit. I'm shining. I'm glowing. I'm looking like a onyx or some shit. I don't know what the fuck that was going on. I'm shiny and I'm black as hell. I love it. Just not the shiny part so much. I don't know. But I like him because he's frank and he says what's on his mind. I love that shit. I think more politicians should be like that. Instead of bullshit, you just say what the fuck is on your mind. And, I'd rather you, show your true intentions than sugarcoat a bunch of bullshit. I have issues with the sugarcoating. But give me a second. So this is what I'm gonna do first before I open up the line, right? Before I open up the line, if that's the case, then I definitely I'd be very dull if that was the case, Miss Ladylicious. Look, I'm telling you, I'm on a dry spell intentionally, but it is what it is. Let's try this out. So I'm gonna let Mr. Coltrane. I'm gonna open up the. I'm gonna open up the Discord here whenever it does open up, and I will find out. I will check to see who all is in Discord to give you your. I know y'all want y'all's pistachio, so I guess I could. What we got here? Okay, I'll look at this in just a second. Got the streamer mode off. And alrighty. Do I have to open up a voice channel for that to work, or does it operate directly? And let me know how that works. Oh, okay. That's how it works. Interesting. All right. Mr. Coltrane, are you there?
Yeah, what's up, man?
All right, cool. Interesting.
All right. Let me mute this shit real quick. Okay. All right, say something.
All right, testing. I am here.
Oh, this is way better quality, dude. Holy shit.
Okay, I've learned something new tonight. So what's on your mind, Mr. Culture? What are your thoughts about Mr. Trump?
Well, before I get into that, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing excellent, Mr. Culture. How about yourself?
I'm doing real good, dude. I'm about to be finished with a speech course in 2 days, bro. I'm one step closer to my IT degree. And as long as I don't bomb this last assignment, I'm going to keep my 97% A. I'm going to have my fucking Saturdays freed up again finally. Shit's fucking awesome.
That's what's up. Well, congratulations on that. Hey, I'm all about supporting people moving close to their goals, man. That's what's up.
Okay. What a fucking topic, Honcho. And to have this on the day Trump is giving a rally in my city, what a fucking honor. I salute you, bachelor, sir. Okay. Now, I fucking love Trump. I love his ass. I don't agree with everything, and I'll be the first to say it, regardless of other Republicans' opinions. I did not agree with the vape ban, and I would have seriously held that against him because it helped me and my dad quit smoking cigarettes. Now, what do you think about that vape ban? Do you remember that?
No, I'm not super familiar with what happened with the vape ban.
Well, he threatened to ban vapes because there was like some going around that were like killing kids or something allegedly, and he ended up just throwing the whole idea out. Like he didn't follow through with it. But I would have seriously been, had a problem with that. But I'm surprised you didn't hear about that. But anyways, so to continue. I've got a whole bunch of stuff written here. I'm going to try not to take longer than 10 minutes because, I try to respect the den rules. So let me get started. Okay, how Republicans get down. Lower taxes, more jobs, increased protection via structures and personnel, less regulations on business, allowing minority communities to spring up faster, among several other things. We are the party of no group above another. Democrats are the party of groups at different positions, always have, always will be. Welfare, segregation, elites, Hollywood, Section 8. 3 out of 4 mainstream media channels, if not more. Majority influence in music industry. Majority influence in House of Representatives. The list goes on. There's even historical evidence of their obsession with control. Our first Republican president was assassinated by a Democrat actor. Jussie Smollett is a Democrat actor. Their tactics have not changed. Their voters have. What do you think about that?
Man, Culture just came and laid the smackdown. Oh man, okay.
I got more. So 30 seconds, Honcho. Come on, response.
Man, I'm loving it. I think it's beautiful, man. I think that's a real articulated point, and the Jussie Smollett comparison is amazing.
I appreciate that. Okay, to continue. Barack Obama is responsible for building more border walls than President Trump requested and was denied. Barack Obama created the facilities that families are split in, which are humane, not inhumane. You know what I'm talking about when I say those facilities, right?
Yes, the one with the apparent silver blankets and all the other stuff that people were very upset about and trying to set on fire.
Correct. Any American arrested of a crime is split from their children. Kids can't go to jail. This is another fallacy from the left to emotionally charged voters, just like Trump hate. Honcho, have you personally seen any instance of a Republican being racist?
Not that I can specifically come up with. No, I can't.
Interesting. Have you ever personally seen an instance of Trump being racist?
No, none that I can. Not at all.
Well, by the end of the night, I'd love to hear a Democrat call up and tell us why Trump is racist. Charlottesville, he said there's good people on both sides, not the white supremacists, though. CNN reports, he said good people on both sides. Trump says rapists, drug dealers, criminals are the illegals crossing our border, but not all of them. CNN reports, Trump said Mexicans are rapists, drug dealers, criminals crossing our border. And the list goes on of spins. Now I'm going to list my favorite famous conservatives, starting with Dr. Alveda King, Martin Luther King's living niece that proclaims that Martin Luther King was a Republican through and through. Clint Eastwood, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Mike Rowe, Bruce Willis, James Woods, Sylvester Stallone, Vince Vaughn, Adam Sandler, Tim Allen, Kid Rock, Robert Duvall, Kurt Russell, Chuck Norris, LL Cool J, Elvis Presley, Gene Simmons, Frank Sinatra, Wayne Newton, 50 Cent, Gary Sinise, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dean Norris, the Hodge twins, Kobe Covington, Tito Ortiz, and Adam Carolla. Those are just my favorites. There's plenty more. Okay, now on to my next part. The Republican Party was founded in 1854 as direct opposition to the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which was attempting to allow for the state's right to vote on slavery throughout the western states. If you ask me, no state has the right to vote on felonies. If Lincoln's Union lost the Civil War, murder as a crime would be voted on as a state-by-state basis. Drug dealing as a crime would be voted on as a state-by-state basis. Federal law would not exist at the capacity it does today. Liberals have no idea they are living through a Fisher-Price baby's first socialist regime playset. Every time a government committed mass genocide, they did it under the guise of activism and tolerance. This isn't a new concept, it's just being portrayed through new means by a party that 85% of all news channels report positively on instead of fact-checking them. Does propaganda get more obvious? The only other propaganda I can think of would be trucks with speakers patrolling the streets, but we don't even need that. Most of us have cell phones and internet, and we use apps that feature advertising. Now, I've already seen famous people post simulated gore with Trump's severed head in their hand. The lying sheep make me sick. They have no idea how hard the conservative union of Abraham Lincoln will rain down on them, just like we did to the ignorant slave-owning Confederate scumbags before them. I'm not saying they were all slave owners, but fuck the ones who were. Just want to make sure you guys know there was never a party switch. The party who freed the slaves would never willingly take on the name of those who enforced Jim Crow, especially if they decided to switch to be politically racist. There's no strategy in that. What do you think about that?
I find that interesting. I find it extremely interesting. Because what was that whole situation? It was I hadn't read up on it, but I'm not going to sit here and say I can recall it. It was involving like the Democrats and the Dixiecrats and then that's why people try to mix it up a little bit. I forgot exactly what happened.
The Dixiecrats were the original ones, and they were a lot more ruthless. Now, I can't tell you specifically everything they did because a lot of that's misconstrued. Like most of my I literally have an uncle that works as in a history museum, and he is so Democrat that his view of Dixiecrats is literally not even like applied to the Google result version, which is liberal. So anyways, but to continue, the Civil War wasn't about slavery either. Slaves were already free in the North before the war ended. The war occurred because Abraham Lincoln made a direct order of increased taxation for any plantation or business in America involving slave labor as an effort to non-violently force them into paying their slaves, which would completely void the slave ownership tax. But instead, the South tried to secede from the Union after the blood of Americans solidified our states from the British during the Revolution. On a lighter note, though, I am really going to have the den cracking the fuck up when I come out with the first prototype of the Miss Meat soundboard. Rise up! and whenever you start talking, and I don't like what you're saying, Honcho, I'll hit the interruption sound clip of her going, Ed, hold on, Ed. Oh, man. I am going to miss her when she's gone. Bless her little heart, that little tiny precious heart. It's there somewhere.
Oh my God, culture is killing me, man.
Okay, now I'm almost done here. I'm starting to wrap it up. Okay, I saw this comment about 8 months ago from the den's very own Heidi on a YouTube video, and I threw it in my Republican catalog folder and saved this shit for a rainy day. Now, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Heidi, so I'll just go off of the super chat. Heidi Klein-Dunstein donated through Super Chat. Okay, here we go. So this was on a video about immigration or something, and this was her response to somebody else that was an ignorant liberal. Don't mean to put you on the spot, Heidi, but I'm fucking doing it. Okay, so she said, I came to the United States legally from Argentina and wish one day to become a U.S. citizen. I am in medical school, and I am very blessed and grateful to be in this amazing country. Meanwhile, Obama ended the Cuban refugee program with no warning in his final week on office after Trump won, standing Cuban exiles all over Latin America. Totally vindictive act to punish anti-communist Miami Cubans who voted for Trump. Funny, no big news reports or accusation of racism, even though most Cuban exiles escaping the gulags today are of African heritage. Obama has no clue what a huge threat communism is in the daily lives of Latin Americans, because he was a chalkboard president, a faculty lounge president, completely insular, no life experience and no grip on reality. So he goes and sucks Cuban communist ass. Democrats sent a death squad with machine guns for one Cuban child of dubious immigration status while looking the other way of 20 million illegals, many of them criminals, cheating the tax system, filing false returns for rebates, cutting in line with USCIS, committing major crimes often and not a peep. All because you think so lowly of Hispanics that you think pardoning Hispanic criminals will gain respect from Hispanics. Just like when Bill Clinton pardoned FALN terrorists, Puerto Rico radicals, at the end of his presidency because he thought it would help Hillary win New York's Puerto Rican vote. Absolutely disgusting. But as Americans say, the jig is up. Well said, Heidi. And I consider you more American than half the people I fucking know. And that's all I got for you, Honcho, unless you want to rebuttal anything.
Man, culture, instant classic, man. That instant classic.
I appreciate it. I hope somebody else can bring something spicy to the table.
Oh man, I'm loving it, man. Oh man.
I appreciate you letting me call you on Discord too, because this is really nice quality, bro. I could barely understand you on the phone.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime. So if you want to, just let me know. If you want to call on Discord, like I say, if I don't notice it in the chat, shoot a text or whatever, or however you want to communicate. I got you. This works.
All right, my next call is probably going to be on karaoke night. I got something special for you.
I would be
Well, all right, man. I'm gonna leave this line open for somebody else.
All right, well, Mr. Coach, I appreciate the call, man, and getting the party started today.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, you too. Excellent. That's dope. I didn't even know you could do that on Discord. Excellent. All right, let me open up the regular line while y'all stew over that. No, that's not the dead line. What is this? Yeah. I gotta close some of these windows, I guess. All right. I think that was very interesting. Let me see. Un segundo, por favor. Oh yeah, I guess I should put it back in there, huh? Let me I put the link in there because I think the the other links are like temporary. They're like 1-day links, and so they don't last very long. I think there's a way you can cut off and make it a permanent link. I have to see. And somebody sent a great video today too. It was the video itself. I didn't watch all of it because it was Roland Martin, but oh, no wonder the bot's tripping. Or is it showing up? It has an update, so I don't know. Okay. Well, I'll update later. We'll let it rock. Marie Lovely, what's the motherfucking deal? What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Cultured was awesome. That was incredible. Thank you, Cultured. And thank you, Hyde. It's a shame that we have someone from another country that's more American than some of our American people. Yeah. You wanted to know why some people, or why I love Trump?
Yes.
I've been loving Trump, for over 30 years. I read 2 of his books. I read 2 of Obama's books, The Audacity of Hope and Dreams of My Father. They were so boring, and he was so full of shit, and it sounds so rehearsed that I couldn't even enjoy them. And when I take my students on trips to, when I always did like New York tours, when you walk around New York, you couldn't use the bathrooms unless you patronized the restaurant or the establishment. Trump was the only place that you could go in there and use his bathrooms. The guidance counselors, the kids, and everybody loved to go sit on those gold toilets. He was the only one that nobody else would let any of us in. You have to hold it and try to find a spot. Okay? The other thing, people were angry about this Central Park 5 thing because they said Trump wanted to get those kids killed. That's not true. Those kids were wilding out there in Central Park. New York was in a panic because so many women were getting raped. And the person that was raping them was cutting circles around their eyes. It was brutal. And they were in a panic. Imagine that. In my city, we had that same kind of panic when we had the highway murders. We women were scared. You mean a bunch of the women were disappearing, and I knew 3 of them in New Bedford. You mean, and they found their bodies on Route 195 and Route 140, and whoever was killing them was changing their clothing, switching the clothing to confuse. So I know about that confusion. You mean, and that panic. That's what was going on in New York at that time. One of the women that a lot of people don't know and the media won't tell you, they can research it, do not take my word for anything. One of the women was a black woman. She was the one that was brutally raped and thrown off of a roof. Trump went to the hospital, and he sat there and he paid the medical bills, and he said if she dies, or if any of these women that have been raped, if any of them die, then if the accusers, we need to bring back the death penalty.
Yes.
And I pulled up, and people don't want to believe that. Pull up the what he put out in the magazines and the newspapers, and it says if they should die. That was it. He didn't just say that just go kill anybody. He said if they should die, and it was a black woman. Right from the beginning, when they talked about Trump and things before he even became president, you can go right on YouTube and you can see that Obama talked about, he wouldn't even say Trump's name. He said that the jobs are overseas, and that person, but I won't name him because I'm not going to advertise for him, is what he said. How are we going to get those jobs back? Those jobs are never coming back. He said, what does he have? Does he have a magic wand? Well, Trump came along and pulled the freaking magic wand out of Obama's ass and said, abracadabra, motherfucker. Okay? He brought back the goddamn job. Right out the gate. Trump, you know what I mean? He, right out the gate, the first company that he made a deal with Trump was that carrier company that was going to send 1,400 jobs to Mexico because they couldn't handle all of the American red tape and the regulations that Obama had put on them, but then changed their mind and decided to keep 1,000 jobs here in America. Also, General Motors gave 1,500 more jobs to Americans in addition to another 450 jobs from Mexico back to Michigan. We once lived in a country where people worked instead of relying on government. What's wrong with that? And then after that, you know, Bear was keeping 9,000 jobs here in America. This is right in the beginning, Trump's first couple of months, plus adding an additional 3,000 jobs. Amazon created another 100,000 jobs, now full-time jobs for Americans. Ford was going to build a $1.1 billion factory in Mexico, but decided instead to add $700 million here in America to expand and create 700 jobs. IBM was investing $1 billion to the United States and creating 25,000 jobs here in America instead of outsourcing to India. Sprint added 5,000 new jobs on top of the previous 5,000 jobs. An airplane maker added 1,800 jobs to Americans. Hyundai was boasting and spending by 50%. All of these things were a direct result of this administration, and the Democrats are mad. Okay? And I can go on and on. This guy has done a lot. Anybody who doesn't care that jobs have been created for us are the people that don't give a damn about jobs because they don't want to work and they just want to do but so much. As far as Obamacare, I don't know much about that because where I live, the people that can't afford to pay for their own medical care, they have mass health up here. You mean, but Trump has done so much for this country, and people are mad. They're mad because we had the first, what they call, black president. You mean, and he didn't do in 8 years what Trump did in 8 months, and they're mad about it. By these people sitting there falling so in love with Barack Obama, and I was proud to have a black president. Don't get me wrong; he had a cool walk, he looked cool, all of that. You mean they're so in love with Barack Obama that they added new meaning to the saying, once you go black, you never go back, because once they got a black president, they just could not stand to get away from it. You know what I mean? They are jealous that a white guy did it. I don't care what color anybody is that does great things for this country like they're supposed to. I have never seen a president so hated and so scrutinized and his family so attacked. And you tell me one time when Trump went after somebody that didn't come after him first. Trump's one of those people, you slap him, he punches back. He'll throw you a combination, and then they get mad. Everybody knew this guy was a playboy. You mean never heard anything about him raping anybody? Then all of a sudden he becomes president, and out of the woodwork, here they come with all of these people. It's like, it's so ridiculous, I almost can't even stand it. We should be proud, and we should be standing behind our president, any president that we have, because this is our country. You know, if he fails, you know, we can all go down. And that's why these Dems want to bring in illegals. You can go back and find videotape over and over again of Clinton's, Barack Obama, Schumer, Pelosi, and all of them talking about immigration reform, that we need to build walls and send those people back and don't let them come over here. They said the exact same things as Trump, but all of a sudden Trump's saying it and they're mad. You know, such hypocrites. You mean so? And again, Barack Obama is a Muslim. Point blank, period. That boy was brought up, the mother had a thing for immigrants. His father, his biological father, was from Kenya. He was a Muslim and didn't do shit for him, and then he was killed in a car accident. And then the mother married the second guy from Indonesia, which has the highest Muslim population of the world, and Barack Obama lived there as a child, and they have a statue of him right there. You mean, so he grew up with this ideology. You know, when he was in office, he did more for Muslims and gays than anybody else. People are mad that Trump was talking about a grown man talking about grabbing women by the pussies. I'd rather have a grown man talking about grabbing women by the pussies, if he wants to, than a grown man talking about putting grown men in the bathroom with my granddaughter and the little girls. Keep in mind, too, Barack Obama delivered his 16-year-old daughter to Harvey Weinstein for her to do an apprenticeship. If I had a choice of which one I'd want to be my father, it would be Donald Trump and not Obama. And I'm going to give somebody else a chance to get on here. Oh, and the other thing, New York is going down also. It's going to go down like California.
Yes. We're going to talk about that real soon, because I haven't seen some of the crazy stuff going on since they got rid of that cash bail reform thing, and it is wild.
Crazy. And let me say just two more things. AOC, she chased Amazon out of there. She said no to the big liquor companies, the big liquor stores, because she doesn't want the mom and pop shops to be bothered. BB King's is closed. That was always lit up. I would stay across the street from there. I can't imagine that being gone. And then that big DoubleTree hotel closed right there, and Trump just moved his residency out of there. It's a mess. We're going down. You mean, I have several pictures, 25 pictures, you mean, of what Iran looked like before that revolution of 1978-79. You mean, Venezuela was another place that was a beautiful, rich country before they started that socialism bullshit. I do not understand how our people are being so dumb that we're going to go down, and we black people are going to be the first ones to go. And they're starting it already because they want the illegals in here, and they want to push us out the way because the Spanish are going to be the new niggas in America, and they're going to sit there and get what they want, and we are not. So get ready, people. Buckle up.
All right, Miss K. Grace. Okay.
I am going to get off of here, let somebody else call, because I want to be respectful of other people's time also.
Okay, well, I thank you, and I appreciate it, Miss K. Grace. It was an excellent call.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, good evening. Okay, yeah, y'all are fired up this evening. Okay, so far 2-0. Pro Trump. Oh, I got you, John. I'm gonna post it up here in a second. I'm gonna wait till close to the end of the streams. I don't want anybody to think I'm being biased or anything. But yeah, excellent, Kate Grace, excellent. Appreciate the love, man. Thank you, sir. Excellent, man. We've had 2 fire calls, man. We've had 2 fire calls. Hey, if you don't hold anything, because sometimes the hold it may put you there, and then other calls. Sometimes if it's a call coming in now, so I don't know. It didn't post a message. Let me see something. Let me see if it shows up in the thing. What's the motherfucker who got calling into the den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind, Mr. Roman?
Man, I just got done here and Miss Grace call, and she got a lot of shit I agree with. Well, I'm be honest with you. Like, Honcho, when it comes to this situation, man, I've always been half-half. I think I was more what was it? 80-20 at one time. I think at time I went to 70-30. And right now, I'm thinking more 50-50. I look, I'm still not the biggest on Trump. I have my reasons, which I'm about to explain. But it's things I do agree with him on. One thing Miss Grace is saying that I do I do agree on the legal situation. I think I get the part by what they mean.
Lady Licious donated $2 through Super Chat. Honcho, stop denying my
you don't know.
Rolling eyes,
and
face,
then it also
eyes,
gets the
eyes.
job taking. What I want black people to realize who is big on immigration is that they're not taking those white people's jobs. They're taking your job. You know, a lot of those jobs that you can work in a lot of these hoods are just these nice jobs that are available to you, but the laziness that you don't want to get, the laziness that basically you don't want to get over, that's the job they're taking from you. So if you would do more of your research, you would realize, damn, I don't know if I really want to support this because they taking my job. You get what I mean? But I think with lack of research, you don't understand that, you know. But and then when it comes to this right here, with this stuff with Iran and stuff like this, it hits me a little different, Honcho, because my brother's in the Air Force, you know, and it's harder because, you know, he called us a couple of days ago and, you know, kind of a cryptic call, basically saying, well, I love y'all. I might not be able to talk to y'all for a couple of days. If it's not love y'all, anything happens, I'm going to be okay. That hurts, Honcho. You get what I mean? Yeah. And it's a little different because, in my opinion, instead of going
Just
to another,
Sarah
in my opinion, another
$2 through
war,
Super Chat.
you know, where
Grace,
we've already got millions of troops
great calls.
in Iraq
Fire, romantic
Afghanistan.
face, smiley
Why
face,
this?
smiley face.
You know, in my opinion, I think it was horrible for him to get out that the nuclear deal with Iran. Now add all these sanctions on their medicine, on their food supply, on their water supply. They're pissed. You get what I mean? Then you attack and kill one of their top generals? Like, what are you doing? In my opinion, it's pointless. It's trying to prove a point where you don't have to prove a point, in my opinion. That's the problem I have with Trump. The thing is, America is already number one, Honcho. We all know that. Every other country knows that America is number one. Why attack another general, pin America in danger for possibly a World War III? Or not even just a World War III, just a war in general. You get what I mean? Sending missiles. They didn't send it at the American base, but towards it. I mean, damn, you hurt more families. Ukraine, in my opinion, like I said, a more pointless war that it doesn't matter. That doesn't have no purpose of why. When you had a good deal, cutting their nuclear research and the titanium they was using, you cutting that. Plus, with the deal is you add no sanctions on them. Now you're cutting out that deal. Bam, you got controversy. You got people that is pissed. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to Soleimani, right? I know he was a controversial figure in Iran. But the thing is, what I want America to start doing, Trump is just continuing that cycle, is it's all about regime. It's all about we change, or we don't like what that leader is doing for America. We don't like that leader in that country. It's basically, I'm just saying, it's a kiss ass to us. But we don't get our cheap oil. We change regimes. We make sure to get a person in office that we want to benefit our what we want. We did it in the 50s, and we were doing it in a way it seemed like, in my opinion, we're trying to do it again. And I just don't feel like that's right, because it's not our place, Honcho. I feel bad for people in Iran and Iraq and all those situations, but when is America going to start worrying about American issues and stop always worrying about, well, let's figure out, well, we don't like this general, we don't like this. Well, you know what, we're going to go in there and bomb something. Okay. It's no point, in my opinion.
So here's my thing on that. And again, like I said, I'm not sure. Again, everybody has their own thing, and I was wondering, okay, well, what's going on here too? But then there was a lady who was Iranian. She was talking about, that this guy wasn't the most pleasant guy himself. He killed thousands of his own people, and
I know that.
was funding some other things. But also, when we talked about the Barack Obama sanction or the situation we were talking about, the deal. So we literally sent a plane full of money over there to him, and yet after they got this money, what are they saying? What do you think the people? What is the main message that you hear coming from the people of Iran? What is the phrase that you find associated when they talk about the United States?
Death to America.
Okay, so you think they give a fuck about us too much as individuals?
They don't, and I get what you trying to go, Honcho, but it's not our place.
Okay. Right.
It's not our place to be regime changers or cause a war with no merit. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's that every war, especially since in these last 20 years, it's been a cooperation of our problems, especially this one. We trying to cause that. Why? If you had a deal that was working, and you get out of it, and now it's causing a holy hell. I just don't understand. Like, Honcho, if you can make me understand that, I'll listen. I just don't understand that.
I understand.
I just don't.
I'm not the one. Like I'm trying to remain about. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it as, I get it. I get it. You want to minimize casual. Human life is human life, and I understand these things. But, I mean, let's not look past. I mean, if this is the only reason not to, or a main reason to not like Trump, well, he isn't the first, he isn't the worst, and he probably won't be the last to execute strikes on foreign soil.
No, he won't. He won't. I'm just saying, as you being a president, you, in my opinion, should just go for peace. But go for, instead of causing wars and more collisions, doing other things. But it's not just that I have a problem with Trump. It's the lies that they tell you, Honcho. Is how many times has goddamn Trump went up there and said that, well, I'll help lower black unemployment, which I'm not saying I haven't done my research. It has lowered than the recent years. That's true. But then it starts to create the problem. Oh shit, I'm calling you somebody else, man. My bad, Honcho. It creates the problem of people being underpaid. I mean, damn, Honcho, 75% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, then it creates the issue of people being underpaid. I mean, it's been $750 for damn near 10 years, Honcho. Like, when is this going to cause a real growth to the economy? It's also become the issue of who is seeing this growth and who is not seeing this growth. As you say, the economy's getting better, go to real towns and real people going through these issues and seeing if their issues is getting better. Now, I know my mama ain't getting another check. I know my mama's shit taxes ain't went down. So you're telling me, okay, the economy's booming, but for who? Who is the economy booming for? I just want an explanation of who is this really benefiting, and is it really going to benefit me as an American that's working hard? And Trump ain't doing that.
Do you think that the people who are getting those wages, that skilled or more unskilled labor, in your opinion?
Repeat the question.
Do you think that the people who are kind of, like you said,
Just
more jobs,
Sarah
but they're not paying a
donated
lot?
$10 through Super Chat. Roman, I got that call from my son as well, but I love and respect his honorable decision to serve our country. We are a proud military family, all branches. Iran attacked first, but Trump is wrong?
Thank you, Mr. Sarah. I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is that, do you think that the people who were at that tier, do you think that's more skilled or unskilled labor?
It'd be more skilled, I should say.
You think more skilled people are suffering from the job opportunities?
No, probably more. Probably more unskilled.
Okay. Well, here's my thing, right? And again, this is not to knock anybody's. I don't know anybody's situations, but when you have a situation where, again, a lot of
Just
regulations.
Sarah donated
Hold on a second.
$2 through Super Chat. Damn it, I meant decision. Rolling eyes face. Person face bombing. Smiley face. Smiley face. Smiley face. High-heeled shoe. Collision. High-heeled shoe. Collision.
But what I'm saying is that you know a lot of things have changed, and it tends to be when Republicans get in office, there are opportunities not just as being an employee, but creating your own business. And I think that more people have to start looking like this is the new age, new economy, and with it, especially with automation and machine learning, AI, all these things that are going to be able to do these lower tier jobs. Like the thing is, nobody has to guarantee you a job. Like you have to develop a set of skills that can get you and keep you employed. So the fact that there are more opportunities, even though it may not be a living wage, it may not be this, that, or the third, nobody has to give you that. Now there are more opportunities for people. I mean, you may have to pick up 2 or 3 jobs or whatever it may be to do that. But excuse me, that you should be grateful for the opportunity. Now I can agree that minimum wage hasn't kept up with that, but there have been people who've had several years and several administrations to change that too that didn't. And again, this is not all to make it about a comparison.
Well, wait a minute, Honcho, but ain't you the main one arguing against raising the minimum wage now?
But what I'm saying is this: I understand that it has not kept up. I get that, and like I say, I'm not a person that says that because I mean, look at the places where it's been raised. In certain areas, the rent has gotten higher. If the minimum wage goes up, everything else is going to go up. So the number of jobs is going to decrease. So all I'm saying is, I get it. I get it that it has not gone up with the cost of living and all that other stuff. But people thinking that, well, if I just get $15 now, I'm gonna have double the money. It's not going to work like that. So again, everything else that you do and deal with is going to go up. I get it. I understand that frustration. But the fastest way to increase, instead of waiting on somebody to up the minimum wage, is to educate yourself, develop a new set of skills. And that's not even necessarily having to go to college or not necessarily having to do a thing or start your own business. Now that takes discipline. That takes, like I say, educating yourself. That's
I agree with you on that.
growth. And those opportunities, business opportunities, open up more, in my opinion, when Republicans are in office as opposed to when Democrats are in office, because you have more restrictions, more regulations, depending on what you're doing. And like I said, because I've learned about some new things recently, and I'm just like, wow, I wish I would have known about this several years ago. But I mean, there's money to be made out there if you're looking for it. But you have to look for it. And so I think that's that's the bigger issue is the lack of ambition and willingness to continue your education. Like I said, most people get out of school and say they're done with it and they're finished and that's it. So as opposed to the quality of the job, hey, do you have a job to make some money? To put some on the table. If you get crafty with it, you can take that money and make some more money. But I don't mean to cut you short, but we didn't go past the 10-minute mark, and I want to make sure everybody gets a fair share.
I was just about to say, well, Honcho, I know we can't talk forever. I know we probably would, but like I say, everybody in the den, I respect everybody's opinion. I love conversations like these controversial conversations. Let's keep it going, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call there, Roman.
Man, anytime.
All right. Shout out to Roman. So I'm gonna say we're 2-1 right now. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Roman is. I won't say he's anti, but I think he's leaning more against, or not necessarily loving. What's the motherfucking deal? We got called into the den this evening.
Hey, hold on, Honcho.
All right.
It's El Lobo.
El Lobo, what's the motherfucking deal, man?
Hold on, Honcho. I'm here.
Okay, I got you. I appreciate the love, Miss Just Sarah.
Hey, I've got to adjust my volume, Honcho. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I'm going to have to, hold on. I got to readjust it again. I keep on echoing.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, well, Honcho, I in a way I like talking about these things. In a way I don't, because too many people's, especially at school, their feelings get hurt, and I'm a big believer in the saying, facts don't care about your feelings.
Correct.
So, about this, The last gentleman, while I really respect his opinion, and I mean, he did bring up some good points, Ronald Reagan did say back in the 60s, there is no, it's no argument over the choice between peace and war, but there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second, and it's called surrender. And I mean, there's a risk in any point we take other than this, but it's just that every other option there is, which is what Obama did, and I said, I'm sorry for any Obama supporters out there because I voted for him once. Second time I didn't vote at all. I just didn't vote at all. But he appeased the Iranians, and it didn't work. You gave them over $150 billion in taxpayer money, and they said it wasn't taxpayer money. Or well, motherfucker, where the hell did you get it? Did you pull it out your ass? And obviously that didn't work. As far as the nuclear deal went, we shouldn't have given them anything for that. They shouldn't be developing nuclear weapons at all. I'm sorry, they don't. You have proven to the world you do not get to have uranium. Hell, I mean, you have been talking shit to us since the Ayatollah was put in there after the Shah got out of power, and then as soon as Reagan gets in office, then they want to return the prisoners from the last embassy that they burned, which was in Iran, and which was in Tehran. And then, you're still talking shit after that, after you done trashed Jimmy Carter for 4 years. But, that's the history lesson. But as far as Trump goes, I mean, I will say I'm not a big fan of the guy. I really am not, because, like I said, Donald will never be Ronald. And if you're expecting him to, I said, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, Mr. Reagan is gone, and unfortunately, he's never coming back. If you're expecting this guy to act like Reagan, talk like Reagan, and I mean, he dresses like him, but I said, that's just not going to happen. This guy is, and just like a lot of presidents, and I'm pretty sure, Honcho, you can agree with this, that, most presidents do have a little bit of sociopath and narcissist in them, correct?
Yeah, I think most people in power do.
Yeah, so if you have enough ego to say that you think you're confident enough to run the leader of the free world and the freest country on this earth, you're a little crazy. I said, I'm sorry. That's why, in a way, I kind of don't like politicians. As a military man, it's kind of ingrained in me to not like politicians at all, because, in a way, they're saying all this dumb shit to you for your vote. That's it. So they can have a salary. And I'm not saying that all of them are not well-meaning. I think there's quite a few out there, but I can probably count them on both my hands. And yes, I will put it out there, that yes, I am a kind of an old school Teddy Roosevelt Republican, and I used to be a Democrat, registered one at that. And so, and it took a lot of me growing up for me to realize that everywhere a Democrat gets in office, shit gets worse.
Super chat.
I said, look at the big cities.
Trump's Benghazi.
Look at the big cities.
Trump,
when has it gotten better? I've asked people, is L.A. getting better? Is San Francisco getting better? Is New York City getting better? Is Detroit getting better? I said, when are these cities getting... Baltimore. Is Baltimore getting... the dude on last time when Baltimore beat Houston, I mean, Honcho, we had... I forgot who his name was, but you remember who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, he got mad about that, because I said...
I'm like, I was like, your mayor got arrested for corruption. I don't remember a Houston mayor getting arrested for corruption. You've got the highest murder rate in the country, and your gun bill and your gun laws are some of the toughest. That don't make sense. And I'm saying it's and I mean, we're lucky here in Texas. Most of us are taught to be self-sufficient, and that you're taught the facts of life real fast. Is this world, no matter how much you try to change it, is not going to meet you halfway, and it is not going to feel sorry for you, no matter what kind of we're all one family kind of bullshit that is. I said, because I'm sorry, at the end of the day, yes, we are individuals, and we do want to stick to our own tribe. That's why you see so much right versus left these days.
I agree.
So it's and as far as Trump goes, yes, he is divisive, because he only loves the people who love him, and he hates the people who hate him. And you contradict that with somebody like, say, a Ronald Reagan, where I said, what put Reagan above all these other presidents as of lately is that he truly loved America. He loved everybody in it, and he wanted to do the best for it. He didn't guilt trip. He didn't make excuses. He didn't do this. And I'm not trying to say that he was perfect.
Sarah
He's far from
donated
perfect.
$5 through Super Chat. Lockbert.
It's
no
just
one was
that,
murdered
you know,
because our president sent the cavalry.
Everything
Did you
that
miss
this
it as
man
well?
does, it's almost like you
Thoughtful
created
face,
this
smiley
orange
face, smiley
monster,
face,
and you
smiley
got to look for him
smiley
under the bed at
face.
night. I was like, why are you giving this man this much personal power over you? You know, I mean, you look at everywhere, they're talking about how horrible he is, and I'm like, where was all this shit when he was a celebrity? Where was it?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, why? Is it because he recently started getting a tanning bed? It's just, you know, I just think that a lot of people are just become so ideological that they're failing to see anything that he's done good. And I said, yes, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty real. I don't make minimum wage, but I mean, I make quite a bit higher than minimum wage. I got 2 jobs, but my 401k went through the roof. Yeah, it did. And under Obama, it was shit. It was shit. And then you're talking to me about, you know, you hear things in the media like, we need, and you can probably guess who I'm imitating here, but we need free universal health care. and we need free public college for all. And I'm like, motherfucker, we're 24, and Trump hasn't helped this. We are $24 trillion in debt. Where are you going to get this money from? Yes, and it's going to come from me. He says that, yeah, it's going to be some pain at first. Well, motherfucker, it ain't going to be for pain from you. It's going to be pain for me. And it's, you know, and people say I sound cruel when I say this, especially since my health care is free. You know, I'm a veteran. No, I don't think everybody should have everything handed to them. And yes, I hate to say that I agree with the big orange man in the White House that it shouldn't be free. And it's you know, I don't want to go too much on topic as far as ideological, but I will tell everybody everywhere socialism has gone, it's failed.
Correct.
And they talk about Sweden and Norway and Denmark. Those aren't socialist countries. They're not. And so it's, you know, it's hard to explain, but I'll just say that they're even more capitalist than the Americans. They just have high social welfare programs, and they are a very indigenous population, and they keep a very tight rein on their population. They have to, otherwise it would get out of control. And but I mean, Honcho, I just think that people have just given this man on both sides of the aisle way too much personal power in their lives, and that they act like he's just the boogeyman, and that Iran is trying to go to war with us. Iran is not trying to go to war with us. No, they're not. And I will say, because they know what will happen, the Ayatollah's head will be separated from his body. That's it, plain and simple. And I don't want war with Iran, and I don't think anybody does. But it's just that, I mean, how many times are we going to get punched in the face before we say, okay, that's enough? And you know, we took out a man who has murdered more than 400 of some people that I've served with. And it's you know, and I said that's ridiculous. This man should have been gone 5 years ago. And they're saying that they needed congressional approval for it. I don't remember Obama needing approval when he sent in SEAL Team 6 to kill across the Afghanistan to the Pakistani border to kill Osama. I mean, as far as I know, and I was in Afghanistan when he died. So it's you know, it's just a double standard that I don't like, man. And it's just like they're trying to hold this man to such a high degree that they don't ever want to look themselves in the mirror, you know? And it's just like, you know, and I tell everybody, you know, I just started seeing the Democrats for what they truly were. And I'm not trying to say there ain't a few Democrats I respect. There are a few. But it's just that I started, you know, seeing all these guilt tripping and saying that, oh, I fight for minorities. I mean, like, it just sounded kind of creepy to me. And I'm wondering, if my family can come over and become legal the right way, why can't everybody else? What makes somebody so good that they feel like they can jump in line and you cannot suffer any consequence for that? That don't make sense to me. That's not accountable. That's not equal. And I think what a lot of Democrats are spouting is equity, not equal opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Honcho, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but it's just that everybody who wants to shit talk America, there's a certain quarterback out there that I used to respect that wants to shit bash America every chance he get. It just got to the point for me where I used to respect him, but the minute he started praising Castro and Hugo Chavez is where I said, okay, I'm done with this dude.
Yeah. Does the guy even have a job?
There was.
What's that? Is he technically a quarterback? Does that guy have a job?
I think that he is good enough to hold a job.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that a lot of people don't want to be involved in his circus, and I don't think that there's a lot of people that are just like, dude, if you want to be a politician, go be a politician. I'm pretty sure you'll get elected somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's just, because there's a couple of people in office, I'm thinking, how did they get in office? So, but it's just that, I tell people, yes, we are the freest country in the world. And I know because I've been to a lot of them. And it's just people are not grateful for where they got these days. It just seems like, there is no ceiling here in America. I mean, yes, we don't, like I said, we don't all start at the same starting line, but we can always finish at a different finishing line.
Correct.
It's, all right, Honcho. Hey, I just had to put my 2 cents in there, but but thank you for hearing me, and thank you for listening to me rant for a couple of minutes. I know it ain't like Wink, but hey. All right, man. Hey, I look forward to the sauce, man.
Alrighty, man. I appreciate the call, though, Lobo. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Okay. What's the motherfucking deal? We got calling into the den this evening.
Hey, what's up, Honcho? It's Toxic.
Toxic. What's on your mind this evening, Mr. Toxic?
Shit. I wanted to, first, before I say anything, because I never tell you this, I appreciate you taking my call, bro.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, I appreciate you calling in, man.
And Cultured and Kay Grace, man, it was refreshing to hear some facts behind some opinions, because that doesn't happen that often these days.
Mm-hmm.
Culture came at it, man. I felt like I did something wrong.
You definitely had to take notes on that one, man. That was that was class. The soundboard killed me. Oh man.
But man, like, I don't really care who the president is. I don't like nor dislike Trump. I feel like it's a waste of time to get caught up in that political system, that two-party system. But one thing that I've noticed is people that don't like Trump, like, all their reasons are because they don't want to do shit for themselves. That's what it seems like to me. Like, oh, well, we don't get paid this much, and people don't get paid this much, and these people can't come into this country, and they're getting locked up and put in cages and eating out of dog bowls, and like just saying whatever the fuck they hear. Like, they don't think about a fucking thing that they get told.
Yeah.
But I think that's why people don't like Trump, is because they don't want to do shit for themselves. Like, whether you get a job at McDonald's or I get a job at McDonald's, if they're going to do what they got to do to save themselves the most money possible. So if they could start you at $7.50 an hour, that's what they're going to start you at, right?
Yes, sir.
So why don't you go learn something, a trade that you could do with your hands, like welding, being an electrician, doing something like that. Or if you're a woman, go to school to be a nurse, or just be a wife to a good man. And then you don't have to worry about how much minimum wage is.
It's true.
But that would require That would require hard work. That would require you actually trying. And you can't just sit around smoking weed, watching YouTube videos, talking shit all day about how you don't have nothing and Donald Trump won't give you anything.
Yeah, that definitely. But I mean, if you record yourself doing that on YouTube, you might get a following. You might have a show called The Kush Den. No, I'm just talking shit.
Oh, bro, you'll blow. No, you will. You'll blow up.
Oh man.
And you could just put like all these grown men that act like 13-year-old girls in one chat room, and they all just affirm each other, and just make it okay for you to act like a bitch. When I mean, really, if you're relying on the government to do anything for you, you're a bitch as a man. To me, like if you sit around and you're like, oh, we don't get paid enough, and Americans need this and Americans need that. Look, there's plenty of fucking money out here. There's a million ways to get to the money too. So what is the point in sitting around talking about what Donald Trump is or isn't doing? Bro, don't you know that you don't even need a college degree to be an electrician or a welder or a plumber? And if you go do all those things, you could flip houses, you could own your own business, you could eventually start your own construction company. But you can't play Xbox and smoke reefer all day and expect it to just happen, so I guess that's not a good option.
Right.
When you were younger, did you have any like liberal views, liberal ideology?
Yeah, I would say that I did. I would say, like I said, it took me getting into a little bit of trouble, and like I said, you know, kind of just revamping my whole belief system. But then even after that, what happened? Like I said, I've told a story a couple times about when I did a little job at that bar when I was setting up the network for them. And like I say, it was mainly a conservative bar. Like it's a bar / restaurant. The food was great too. But you know, as I got there, I didn't know because my homegirl, she told me, hey, well, yeah, my friend could do it. So you know, he put me on. He's like, well, here, I'll see what you can do, and you know, if you can do it, you know, I'll pay you so much to fix it for me. And you know, and I went in there I hadn't fucked with computers in quite some time, but I went in there and, you know, got the job done or whatever. But like I say, after hanging around there a couple of days, and I'm just kind of listening to people talk and seeing what they're about, that was like my first time really being around a truly conservative crowd. And I didn't really realize that they were conservative until, like I said, I was working on something. I was having an issue with a little compatibility issue, and some guy comes in there and he's like, well, you know, I do this for a living. You know, I usually charge $100 an hour, but I'll come back here and look and see what's going on. And he couldn't figure out the issue. So I'm like, you know, I'm inexperienced for forever, and I can't figure it out. You know, I do this for a living. You can't figure it out. And then when he left, I heard all them, man, I fucking hate that dude. He's a fucking dickhead. And he's like the only Democrat that comes around here. And then that's kind of when I started paying a little bit more attention. And just and like, I was like, damn, you know, all these people have been cool to me. They've been primarily white. But everybody's been cool, super respectful, just striking up conversation. Man, I come to find out a lot of these people got a lot of money, a lot of stuff going on for them. And I always had that belief that, all conservative people, they're racist, you know, they're just hoarding all the money. I had job offers. I had all kind of stuff that people gave me because they were just saying, man, you work diligently. But like I said, it was the situation I was in that I couldn't. It was it was like out of country offers to go do some crazy stuff that I would have loved to have done, but I had some restrictions on it, so I couldn't do it. But then that's when my thoughts changed. I'm like, man, I always thought that these type of people were one way because I never associated with them. But once I had the chance to be immersed in that environment, and I'm talking about like everybody was cool. There were mayors and they were business owners. I mean, people would just through every walk of life. And I'm just like, man, I've had my views have been all wrong. Like I got the game fucked up. And so I kind of started paying more attention to what was going on. And that's what changed a lot of my perspectives.
Yeah, that's what's up. When I was young, I had the same type of views that a lot of people have now. And I don't see why people don't grow out of those types of views. You know what I mean? Like, I used to sit around thinking that I deserved something, and I didn't deserve shit. I certainly wasn't living my life in a way. I was one of those people sitting around smoking weed, playing the Xbox, wondering why the hell I was broke or why my gas got turned off or something like that. Like, and then one day, I don't know, I just snapped. A lot of it had to do with me, you know, picking up the Bible, reading it, and also just seeing the situation that other people were in. But yeah, nobody's entitled to anything, and that's really the biggest problem that people have with Trump, I think, is he's not really about giving out handouts and stuff like that. Not into a way that it sounds nice. You know what I mean? Because it still includes some type of work that you got to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't trying to work, man.
Correct. I agree with that. Definitely.
But yeah, I was gonna call in and talk about how there's no hope, so don't vote anyway because it's all evil.
Man, you know what?
That's how I really feel.
Man, Toxic, I was talking with my mom about you the other day about the call you had. She hit me this morning, and I was just, I talk to her sometimes. She doesn't ever come in the den because I tell her it's she's a good wholesome lady. I told her it's not the place that she wants to be, even if she doesn't know how to operate the chat. She definitely doesn't want to hear the things that I have to say. But I talk to her about the topics in like a more PG fashion.
Right.
And so I just talked to her about, her being a Jehovah's Witness, and I just talked to her about, just the call and everything. And like I said, I thought that was pretty interesting. So I just thought I'd tell you that. But it was.
Cool. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And another thing too, people trip about money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like since I've gotten my act together and stopped acting like a woman and started acting like a man,
mm-hmm.
my money has increased significantly. Like even now, I'm making well more than double I was making 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and my life isn't that much different.
Mm-hmm.
So people who are like, I mean, it's easier. It's nice to not, if we need something, we just get it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is nice. But raising minimum wage from $7.50 federally to even like, let's say $12 an hour,
mm-hmm.
it's not going to make that big of a difference.
No.
You're still going to have to work hard.
Yeah. And if you have a poor money mentality too, if you have a poor money mentality, then you're gonna lose it. So I mean, that's the thing too. Is like, I think people say, well, I'm gonna double my money. Okay, you're probably gonna end up blowing more. And again, if it's a minimum wage job, there, and I'm not saying everybody at a minimum wage job is doing that, but come on, like I say, I've worked minimum wage even as an older adult because of whatever situation, and I see the mentality of people there. You just gonna blow it on more bullshit. So I mean, I think the mentality is the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's for sure. And people gotta, whether they want to hear it or not, they got a slave mentality where they gotta, I gotta work for this person. And when people get the mentality that they're in control of their life and nobody else is, it's like a peace you'll never know until you get that mentality.
I agree. I absolutely agree with that, man. Toxic. You come with some wise words every call, man. I really appreciate that.
All right, Honcho. Well, I'm out of here, bro. Thanks again. Have a good night, man.
All right, you too, man. I appreciate the call.
All right, later.
All right. I think I like Toxic way more than Big M. Big M is clearly a racist. Toxic is a very logical man. Again, if you're on hold or anything like that, you may have to hang up and call back in. I don't know if anybody is on hold or not, but like I say, no calls are showing up, so I don't want anybody to feel like they're getting left out. Or this show is only sexist. Okay, it's all kind of sexist. No, it's not. We spoke great things about. I was loving last night's conversation. We're going to have to continue that pretty soon. We're definitely going to have that conversation again because I think there's some more things to expand on that. But I want to definitely have the conversation. What I might do is, like I said, we're going to talk about the male side of it next week, and then after we have both those conversations, maybe if we can, we'll combine it or something like that. So, Jonathan Joyner just joined the den. Welcome to the den, Jonathan Joyner. Again, hey, if you haven't hit that like button, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. So, like I said, again, man, it's just interesting. So I'm gonna say we're gonna have two pro. I don't know where to mark El Lobo. If El Lobo is more neutral or more anti. I think I put Roman on the no Trump zone. Interesting. Yes, because I'm a male. So, in this day and age, simply because I'm male, some people are going to say he's a sexist. He's sexist no matter what. I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit misogynistic. I embrace that. But I love the ladies. Like, I don't think that I'm disrespectful to the women folk in here. I think they're all wonderful. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? It's J Mel.
J Mel. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind this evening, man?
Well, first off, I want to say I don't give a fuck about Trump because I still gotta wake up every motherfucking day and bring my black ass to work.
Okay.
So, and that don't change no matter who the fuck's sitting in that White House.
Okay. So you would say are
all
you
that,
neutral, or you
yeah, I'm
could
worried. I could care less about politics, man, because like I said, it applies to all of us. We all gotta wake up and go to work every fucking day. So, or do whatever we gotta do to get income, despite whoever's in that office. So that shit really is irrelevant to me. But I do want to address the last two callers. I know one was toxic. I don't know who the caller was before that.
before that was
Toxic,
eligible.
Okay, well, toxic obviously don't know that niggas is making hella bread just smoking weed and playing Xbox all day now. Like, niggas making a lot of money just playing the game all day. I don't know where he been at, but it's happening. And you said the other caller was El Lobo?
Yes.
Who you said it was?
Yes, it was El
Okay.
Lobo.
First, I want to say, thank you for your service. I do appreciate it. But after that, he's talking about socialism, and then he has the nerve to say he's a FDR fan, when Roosevelt is the first president to really introduce socialism to America. What is Social Security? Social Security. It's a socialism idea. It's a socialistic idea. So is food stamps. So is all this government aid. Those are all socialistic ideas. So, like, we all got our own idea of things and don't realize what these things are actually based in. Like, at the end of the day, yes, we're a capitalist country, but we have a lot of socialist things already in place. So it's not a stretch. It's not a stretch for somebody to add more things like a Bernie Sanders to say free healthcare for all. And why is it okay? Why is he okay with receiving his free healthcare through the VA? Because he's a veteran.
Do you
He's
think?
still an American citizen just like us. So why aren't we entitled? I gotta go fight to get healthcare.
I mean, do you think that's a fair trade-off? I mean, if you're willing to go out and put yourself at risk your life for your country, that the least your country could do is, provide you with some health care, or as opposed to just enjoying the benefits and not really taking any risks, just enjoying the good, and just being given health care.
No, it's not, because if my black ass go fight in Iran, when I come back, I'm still a nigga. So, what are we really talking about?
But is that more so to do with the government or the people?
It's society, but it does have to do with the government, because that's what this government was set up on. It's founded in racism. They wrote the Constitution and said we was 3/5 of a fucking person, Honcho.
Okay.
So I mean, how is it not? The first stocks and bonds traded in this country was niggas. We was the stock market.
Okay. But do you think those things still apply today?
Definitely. I think it's on a bigger scale, because I think we all niggas now. Whether we realize it or not. If you ain't in that 1%, you a nigga.
Okay, so
And he's talking about. I think it was Toxic saying that Trump ain't giving handouts. Yeah, he is, to the 1%.
But I mean, ain't it a lot of niggas in the 1% though?
A lot of niggas in the 1%? Nah. You might have 5 niggas in the 1%. And then by niggas, if we talking about black people, you might have 5 people in the 1%.
Man, I could tell you that there is entire leagues of niggas in the 1%. You know what the 1% is? 400,000.
I'm talking about the 1% in America.
1% Americans. If you're making $400,000 or more, you're in the 1%.
Yeah, but you talking about what you grossing or what your net gain is? Because yeah, a lot of niggas gross more than 400,000, but they don't net more than 400,000 because they spending it on all kind of dumb shit.
Well, that's on them then, you know. I mean, that part is on them if they ain't get they money mental right. But what I'm saying is it's a lot of niggas. It's plenty of them. I mean, shit, you know. Again, my favorite reference. Old buddy popped out the woodworks, and niggas didn't even know there was were other black billionaires that weren't in entertainment, and then they was mad at him. So I think the nigga mentality is more of a mentality that is applied to self as opposed to as it was, you know, back then. Now it's like I think when you said everybody's niggas, I think people are embracing because that's what they want to be. I think if you choose to step out of that mindset and embrace a different way of thinking, that I think you can be whatever you want to be. I think, like I say, it's just too many options. There's too many avenues. Just like you said, you know, niggas is really sitting around and living, playing Xbox and smoking weed. It's niggas who are making a living off of that. Like, and it's just doing some old average ass shit. But I think there's so many avenues that maybe if they, you know, figure out a way to improve it one way or the other, say maybe y'all know I'm not anti-weed, but, and I'm hating on everybody who smokes because I'm not smoking, but, you know, like I say, you can take the time to figure out that craft and, you know, make it turn into something. I think now there's just too many. I mean, little niggas is teenagers and millionaires now because of the internet or all these things. Like, I think now it's just the mentality that you choose to apply it. Now, how you get treated by other members of society, it is what it is. It's like, you know, you can't help that. I can't account for somebody else's ignorance. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I agree with that, but when I said everybody is niggas now, I didn't mean everybody has a nigga mentality. A lot of people, most of the society does have that mentality now. But what I meant by everybody is niggas now is that the powers that be, quote unquote, look at us all as pawns or peons to do, you know, to do the work. We're all just slaves to this machine.
Okay. So how do you stop that? How do you change that?
Ain't no changing that, honestly. We not all of us, but the majority of us is blind to that. It would take people to open their eyes to it first.
Okay. All right. So you say you really don't give a shit about Trump either way because no matter what, the system will be the system.
Right.
Okay.
The system. I still gotta wake up and go to work and get my check so I can pay my bills, regardless of who's the president, who's the mayor. They're not giving me the money to pay my bills, and that's, you know, at the end of the day, that's everybody's, or should be everybody's first priority. Is paying their bills and taking care of kids if they got kids.
Okay.
So the president shouldn't affect how you go about doing it.
I can agree with that. All right. Okay. Anything else that you would like to add to that, Mr. J. Man?
No, that's it, Honcho.
All right. Well, Mr. I appreciate your call and thank you for sharing your thoughts, man.
All right, that's a bit, Honcho.
Already.
All right.
Okay. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Man, fuck you. Why you gonna put me behind him?
I can only take the calls as they come, man.
Man, this is bullshit. All the calls coming in, niggas is rolling. You gonna put me behind this nigga talking about when we was once 3/5 of a person, all that bullshit. I don't want to hear that shit, man. That shit ain't got nothing to do with niggas being broke right now. Absolutely nothing. You know, if you're going to challenge people who went to the military because they getting VA benefits, man, don't respond with when the nigga asks you with shit. If you go out there and serve, you don't think you should get benefits, and you're going to say some shit about some, Yeah, but when I return, I'm gonna still be a
Contract
nigga.
plan
Yeah, you gonna
showed
still be a
donated
nigga. You gonna be a
$2.
nigga with some motherfucking
Bernie isn't a
benefits.
blustery clown who will murder people.
You gonna be a nigga who was nothing for a Montgomery GI Bill,
He's a
bro.
remarkably decent man for a politician and
Christ.
right on everything but the illegals.
Oh,
Hashtag
that was hard to
Bernie
listen to. And I want look,
2020.
and that's my nigga. We good people. I'm just saying, bro, you gotta let that slave shit go. That niggas gonna be niggas. Let that shit go. And stop talking about niggas smoking dope and playing the video game. Because unless you a gamer with a gaming tag and you killing all the people in Call of Duty, you ain't seeing no bread. If you ain't playing, what was the shit called that the white kids was playing? My son played the shit. They took the game away. What was that shit called? With the fucked up graphics.
Minecraft?
No, the other one with the fucked up graphics.
Flappy Bird? I don't know. Which one?
No, it was probably like 6 months ago to a year ago. What was that shit called? When you shoot and you build.
Oh, Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Bam. If you wasn't the nigga who had all the skins on Fortnite, you wasn't seeing no bread. Stop that shit. If you just a nigga who eat Waffle Crisp cereal all day and play Madden in your drawers, you ain't getting no paper. Stop that. You ain't seeing not a single dollar. Now that I got that out the way, let's get to the important shit. You can mark me down to people who don't like Trump, Honcho.
Okay.
I don't like him. I love Donnie T, man. That's my motherfucking nigga. I love that nigga, man. Because the thing about it is, man, Donald J. Trump embodies everything it is when it comes to being a solid nigga, okay? Walk with me on this journey, okay?
Okay.
You got a nigga who everybody love you, okay? And that's kind of how it is when you're a nigga coming up. If you hooping or you got bitches or whatever, everybody gonna love you, okay?
Yeah.
Now when you acquire a certain skill set, let's say you're a hooper and let's say you're in middle school, you cold, and you get to high school and now you become the man and you start taking nigga spots, what happened after that, Honcho? They no longer love you anymore. They hate you now. See, because they loved you as long as you're at a certain level where they could keep their foot on your neck, they felt they had you right then. That's when they love you. But Teflon done and said, fuck that shit, I'm going to be the next president of the United States of America. And 99% of people laughed at it. Yeah. They all laughed. A nigga with a bad tan or fucked up toupee can't be the president of the United States of America. He grabbed his nuts like a solid nigga do and said, you know what? I got to show you bitches. He showed the world. Now all of a sudden, they all hate him. But like a solid nigga, what does a solid nigga do when everybody hates you?
Keep pushing.
You continue being a solid nigga because you don't know no better. So he knows niggas not fucking with him. So what does he do? Invite all these niggas to the White House. 10,000 niggas show up. Create the First Step Act, getting all these niggas and Mexicans out of prison. Niggas won't text him back. Niggas won't show up. You say, fuck it. Y'all love black, your little coon school, your little, jump around, y'all have fun with your HBCUs. I know y'all don't fucking, I'm going to donate the money anyway. Fuck it. But what did Teflon Dunny do to show off how much of a real nigga he really was? He went on national TV and told black people, not the motherfucking Nigerians, not them niggas, them Obama type niggas they look like us but they not really black. He told us, the niggas of America, this country was built off y'all blood, sweat, and tears. And Mike dropped that bitch. And you know what niggas did after that? They said that Teflon Dunn got to office because he ain't talking about going green. He praising you for your contribution to this country, and you niggas is too fucking stupid. Y'all want to talk about going green and worried about some motherfucking what's that shit called? Not using fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Niggas in the hood ain't got no money. Y'all worry about some motherfucking fossil fuels. Come on, man. Come on, man. We talking about one of the most solid niggas that would do it. I'm telling y'all this now because I want y'all to all be able to say y'all heard it here first. Culture gave y'all all them facts. Higgers gave y'all all them facts. That shit gonna go with the one ear and out the other. But since I'm ignorant and I can say the fuck I want to, I want y'all to hear this shit. Donald Trump is gonna win 2020, and he can go down as one of the greatest presidents of all time. Because from a policy standpoint, everything he said he gonna do, he doing all that shit, and it's fucking you niggas up. I don't know who it was who mentioned about the 401k, and I'm gonna put it to y'all in retrospect. Because if you are a lower class, if you're an unskilled worker, it don't really matter who the president is. You don't want to do shit with yourself anyway, so it is what it is. So I ain't talking, you know what? My wife, who don't like Donald Trump, she's naturally liberal. She's naturally a person who has all this compassion for Iran and Iraq. I'm more of a crass nigga. Let's blow these motherfuckers to pieces. I'm with that shit. End it all. Let's turn these niggas into a parking lot, bro. But you know what? About 3.5 years ago, my wife said, you know what? I know you all in on Donnie T. I'm going to do some research, okay? Now, I couldn't get her to vote for him. It didn't happen, okay? I just couldn't get her to do it. She voted for Hillary. It's all good. I love her anyway. But I told my wife, I said, I want you to raise your 401k by 15%. At first, she told me the answer was no. I said, I want you to do it because I want you to see what happens when a Republican gets in office, what's going to happen to your 401k. She didn't do it. So everybody on this phone, I want you to hear what's the cool thing about me. I raised my 401k contribution by 30%. By 30%. I'm not going to tell you how much is in my 401k because if I told you, you probably wouldn't believe it anyway. But I want y'all to understand something. By raising my 401k by 30% in the last 3 years, I have, and you're going to laugh because of my job, they double our contributions per year, okay? I've added over $65,000 in my 401k in the last 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. So you know what happened when my wife went through, they send your 401k package to your house, and, you know, my wife, she knows this, fuck, she can go through all the mail anyway. You know what happened when she found out about the 401k? She was pissed. She couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. How could you raise it twice and not tell me? I said, it's your fault. So now she just raising hers up to 30%. I told her to do 15. She's just not raising up to now she's at 30, and she just missed out on 2.5 years of all that money. Of all that money. Take a wild guess who voted for Donald Trump in November, y'all. Take a wild guess. See, this is how you move the needle for people. You don't have to tell them. You got to show it to them. You got to show it to them. See, sooner or later, and you know, respect the last caller, man, because I'm not gonna. If you're stuck in black and white, bro, you're never gonna see any real money. And I'm not here to change your opinion. If you still see life as being a nigga versus the white people, Cowboys versus Indians, nigga, you could have that shit. When y'all start seeing shit from that dollar sign, from them blue faces them niggas be rapping about, when y'all start viewing life from money, that's when this world gonna become real vibrant to you. Your fruit gonna taste more sweet. Your water gonna taste more refreshing. Every day you wake up, you're gonna wake up happy. Because now you're starting to see life through money. Open your eyes, see life through money. This young generation, I hear y'all talk about depression, anxiety all the time. Depression, anxiety. And I stay out of it. And the crazy part about it is that I want y'all all to understand something. You're not depressed, baby. You just broke. You don't have anxiety, dog. You just don't have no money. That's what I'm telling y'all. I want y'all to get out here and see. Bro, when y'all start getting y'all some money, the air don't even smell the same no more. So I walked outside the other day with my motherfucking house coat on to go check my mail, and I swear, y'all, the air just smelled just so fresh. Like, the shit was like effervescent or some shit. Like, it was some, like, oh, bro, I'm going to tell y'all. Teflon Donnie got me walking on clouds around this bitch. Life is good, bro. Life is delicious. It tastes good. It tastes awesome. Listen, man. If you hate Teflon Donnie, you hate yourself. If you don't love Teflon Donnie, man, you don't even love yourself. He's one of the greatest motherfuckers of all time. One of the greatest motherfuckers of all time, man. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all, bro. Mag, I'm with all that shit. What is called keep America great, man, with all that shit. And if anybody tests his gangster, blow all them bitches off the map. He on TV, man. Teflon Donnie got on TV and said, man, you know, I think they starting to see where we're coming from, and this is their chance to, you know, to back down. I think they're backing down. See, he's going about the right way because now he's starting to understand what it's like to be a politician. He was never a politician. He's your president. He ain't a politician. He's learning how to be a politician. He's giving niggas the olive branch, man. See, it couldn't be me. Because I'd have texted him like, no, nigga, end this shit now. Make these niggas some believers, man. And before I get off this phone, man, all jokes aside, Roman, you are a very intelligent young black man. You are the future of this country. But Roman, if you keep making excuses for your own people and you keep being a black apologist, you will fall into the same hole that got us in the hole we're in right now. Hold your people accountable. Stop making excuses for them and stop telling them half truths. And you keep telling people half truths, bro, they're gonna start believing that shit. I don't know what your mother's job is, Roman, but if she has a job that unskilled workers have, she needs to get out of it. If you have a job as an unskilled worker, you're going to be replaced. If you work at everybody here, because a lot of y'all are college students, and I get that. If you work at a fast food restaurant, I want you to focus while you're in school on becoming the manager if possible. Work your way up so that you can get a salary to where you can leave said job. If they make you the store manager and you work in one of these places where they're making 60 or 70,000, you good there to get you through school. But if you are a lower level employee, your days are numbered, bruh. I'm just telling y'all straight up. You may not want to believe me, but I'm telling you, before you know it, the next time you go to Chipotle, they probably gonna you want to point to the sign to order what you want because there's gonna be a lot of Mexicans in there working that motherfucker. I'm just being real with y'all. But I ain't gonna stay on the phone too long, man. I done crushed quite a few dreams tonight. MAGA 2020, to you niggas out here, get you some money. If you got you some money, invest into your 401k, invest into yourself, get you some stocks and bonds and make you feel good about yourself. I don't really care about the stock market, but that's just me. However, raise up your 401k. Enjoy yourself. If you work for a company who's going to match your 401k, listen to me. If you are not investing at 30% of your income right now, you are literally fucking yourself, and it don't feel good. That's it for me. Honcho, you got any questions for me?
No, sir. I have no questions.
Teflon Dunny 2020, y'all be blessed.
No, I already appreciate the call, prepaid. Interesting. All right, probably take maybe one more call, and then, after I get ready to wind things down. So, very, very interesting conversations tonight. Very, very interesting. Man, I love the Den, man. I really do. Like, don't get me wrong, so listen to y'all being so, what about sauce sports, Honcho? Yeah, that's where you started. I love the sauce, but I can't control the conversation in the sauce. And what I mean, but I don't control the conversation at the Den. But the sauce is all depending on external factors that are, beyond any of our control. But, hey, Ms. Empress, and I apologize. Yeah, it's just got to be Houston without the text. I'll hook you up, though. But the reason why I love the Den is because we can have these conversations where everybody's opinion is welcome. Some people don't want to hear certain things, so they don't participate or they may abandon it. Some people are all in. Let's discuss this. Let's express our thoughts. Man, look, I love it. I truly, truly, truly love it. I really do. I enjoy the Den so much. Let me think here. We got a call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? We got called into the Den this evening.
What's good, Honcho? It's Jay again. I just have to call back to clarify for these simple ass Negroes who don't think they niggas, but they sound like the biggest niggas out of everybody in the Den.
Okay.
Because first of all, you want to talk about nigga mindset, and it is all love, prepaid. But you just said the most niggerish shit ever. Talking about niggas being broke and start seeing life through money. Like, come on, man. That's what niggas do. That's all niggas do. My point was, I don't see myself as a nigga, Honcho. I think you should know that as long as many conversations we done had, many times I done called it Den. I hold myself to a higher standard. My point in saying what I said was is that no matter what standard I hold myself to, society don't hold me to that standard. That was my whole point.
But in reality, as long as you see yourself as, you know, how you view yourself, does the society really even matter? As long as you're able to advance and do the things that you want to do.
It don't if I do everything that I need to do for myself. But for the veteran that comes home with both his legs blown off and can't do shit, and happens to be a black man, it might be a little harder for him. You know, for the black man that come back with PTSD, he end up in the street, you know, talking to himself, niggas clowning him, whereas his white counterpart ends up in a treatment facility, you know, getting treatment for his PTSD.
But how much of that is, you know, as a whole, us not looking out for our own community? I mean, we don't even look out for each other like that. Do you think
No, that's definitely got a part. That's the biggest part in all of that. Is us being crabs in a barrel. I definitely agree with that part of it. But I wasn't like niggas got me all the way fucked up if they thinking that I'm holding on to this shit. My point is that the shit is still there. I don't hold on to it. I try to do everything I could do in spite of knowing that shit is still holding on in the society. But we can't act like the shit ain't still there. That was my whole point.
And I agree. Like I said, I believe it's still there, but I believe, like I say, my personal perspective is that there's so many tools, so many things that you can do to evade that. I think the biggest, like I say, as far as when it comes to racial issues, I feel like the biggest thing is, again, we not cleaning up our own community and providing ourselves the opportunities, because I think we have a less than diverse mindset. Because I mean, think about every community, whether it's white, whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Asian, whatever it may be. Primarily, they look out for their own. Black people are the only ones that don't do that. If a nigga gets on, they trying to, you know, undermine him. They're trying to take him out. And so I think when you have a lack of stability in your own situation, like shit, it's nobody else's job to really look out for you. You know what I'm saying? They want to, you know, continue their bloodlines or whatever they got going on. So like I just look at it like, man, if you want to protect something, if you want to fix something, then you know, niggas we got to get it right. We got to stop. Like us, you've heard me talk about separating and all that other stuff often, because you're going to continue to be viewed a certain way. When think about what do you see primarily when you see niggas that are out there? You're going to see the rappers. You're going to see the athletes. You're going to see a certain type of person. And again, especially with people who are not familiar with the black community or whatever else maybe, then that's what they're going to think it is. If that's all they know, all they see, or whoever monkey shining on television or whatever they got going on. And so they're going to automatically think everybody's like that. The same way as if you're never around white people, you're never around Hispanic people or whatever, you're going to think whatever you see on TV or whatever representation you primarily see of them is going to be your perception of them. And so I was about to say, we got to stop, like, and I know it's all fun and it's enjoyable, but we got to stop, like, pushing that shit to the forefront. We got to start, you know, finding other things that are better representation. But we as a whole, as a culture, don't want to do that. And so I think until that changes, you're going to get that same kind of shit is going to continue to happen, because that's all people are going to see.
I agree. I'm not trying to argue none of that. That was never my intention. My intention was just to state the fact that, like, a few callers called in, and you know they speaking from their perspective, but there's a whole different, like, sometimes you got to put yourself in other people's shoes and see things from other people's point of view. And that was my whole point in everything that I said.
Okay.
Like, yeah, okay. Like, some of the shit that everybody said tonight was facts. But at the same time, there's also other facts on the other side of the argument. Like they said, it's two sides to every story. Sometimes three, depending on who's telling it.
Correct.
And that's all my point was. And niggas shitting on me, trying to tell me I got a nigga mentality and all that. Nigga, you obviously don't understand what the fuck I'm trying to say to you.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, I get where you're going with that. Anything else you want to add to that?
Nah, that's it. I just wanted to clear that up.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Mr. J. Mill.
All right.
All right. We got a few more minutes before we finna get ready to wind down. I got you ready if you want to rebut. I got you. But I don't see it pulling up. So if you're on hold, you might have to hang it up and call it back because it's not showing up. And then we'll shut it down after that. So yeah, you might have to hang it up and call it back because I don't see it on the thing. But like I say, man, you know, and I can get it. I get it that there are still issues, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that they don't exist. I think that they're minimized, but I think a lot of it is, and I won't call it self, because here's the thing, man. You have so many situations where we've talked about that there's issues where it can be a black and white situation, and it ain't a racial. Motherfuckers just don't like you, but you know, it's situations where niggas turn things and other stuff. But then there are real racial situations that, you know, that you have to address those as they come, because some of those are very problematic. But for the most part, like I say, I think you have to build a support system within your own community, and you know, I think that keeps you from worrying about what the outside like. Because I don't ever hear Asians came in and just took it over, and I never hear anything from the Asians. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not seeing the call it prepared. If you want to get it, like I said, you might have to hang up on the hold and then call it back because I don't see nothing in the showing up in the queue. But my thing is just this, man. It's like that's what it is first and foremost. Look at Sweetberry just trying to attack niggas. All right. And just you know, don't let Sweetberry dupe y'all into violence, pistachio violence. You know. But, you know, my thing is this, man. Like I say, and everybody's gonna have their own views, and it is what it is from your own life experiences. God damn it, D-Love. I ain't answering your call. Damn it. And I ain't trying to hate on you, D-Love. But I said I was gonna let Prepaid get his call in, and then we're gonna wind it down after that, because that's gonna be the last call of the evening. I've said this 1,000 times before. Yeah, I'm gonna call you back because D-Love don't stop calling. See, D-Love, he want to call at the most awkward times and shit. I'm gonna do it like this. You know, it's all love, D-Love, but like I said, I told people I'd let him get his rebuttal later, and then we're gonna wind it down after that. You know, I don't like to do nobody like that. Makes me feel bad. But I've said that often, that there are situations where racism does occur, but I don't think it's as prevalent. It's not as big as we are pushing it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of the stories. There's a lot of people who sit there and tell you. Is it dialing up? It's ringing right now. Hello. Yeah, look, D-Love doing some type of nonsense to it. Like I said, I'm not sure who else is calling in, but I apologize. Let me call you back again here, see why I would see a D-Love trying to set us up for the okie doke, man. Hello. All right, Mr. Prepaid, you said you wanted to express your thoughts on the last call.
My brother, I'm not a Negro at all. I'm a full-fledged nigga in every beat of it. to my motherfucking Kwama nigga, and I say that proudly, because if you ever heard me talk about, you know, being a nigga and who we are as a people, we the most resilient motherfuckers in the world. We come from nothing, was given the worst hands, and here we are. So I don't bite my tongue, and I don't dance if ain't no music on. Now you said that I said you had a nigga mentality. I never said that, because obviously you don't have the same nigga mentality I got. Because I'm gonna go get it from sun up to sundown, my man. Period. I don't make no excuses. The reason why you're still being viewed in the same light that you once were when you get around white people is because you haven't ascended yet. The reason why you feel like white people hate you and they still see you as a nigga is because you ain't made enough money yet. You ain't accomplished enough. And I know what I'm saying right now doesn't sound favorable to you. You don't like what I'm saying.
Your mom should have swallowed.
Because when you reach a certain amount of success, white people won't even view you as black. They'll completely forget that you're black. You'll just be Timmy or Josh or Sam. If they still view you as black, you're their favorite black. See, successful people love success, other successful people. And when you reach a certain level of success, you understand what I'm talking about. I don't know how old you are, so you might be a lot younger than I am, but in 5 years, you'll say, damn, that nigga Prepaid was telling the truth. Oh, I know I am. I'm a living embodiment of it. And then I said it, that's what niggas do. Niggas live life through money. No, they don't. They live life through cash, brother. I never mentioned anything about cash. I was telling you about VA benefits, Montgomery GI bills, and 401ks. I just contributed more than $65,000 to my 401k in less than 3 years. Think about that. Now, without me going in detail, without me, saying flexing because I don't have to, if I just got $65,000 in my 401k over the last 3 years, how much money do you think is inside there? Let your mind run wild right now. That's what I'm talking about. That's an investment. That's taking advantage of my situation, know my surroundings. See, the game is here. I'll give it to you if you want it, but I can't make you take it. If you still sitting back worried about what these white folks saying about you and how they view you, you ain't gonna never see no real money, my man. Cash holds nothing to me. Cash ain't nothing but a piece of paper with cocaine residue on it, dog. That's nothing to me. I'm in the asset business. I'm all about assets. Now, if you want to talk, we can talk. I can talk shit and swallow spit all day long if you want me to. But your situation's not going to change till you change your mentality. That's why you are where you are right now. I can pretty much tell when a person say, I don't give a fuck who the president is. None of that shit matter to me. I still go to work every day. You think that rich white people don't go to work every day? You think Jeff Bezos is not up right now, grinding, trying to see what the next move is for Amazon? You think Bill Gates ain't worried about who, the next Xbox, bro? Everybody's burning that midnight oil. Niggas just too broke to see that this is what CEOs do all day long. They don't sleep, bro. They become obsessed with this shit.
Correct.
They become obsessed with this, with what they doing. You think motherfuckers is waking up and nigga, everybody ain't Prince Harry? Niggas ain't inheriting all that money like that, bro. Niggas is grinding and going to go get it. Better wake up. You better wake up, and you better understand right now that you will fail in this world. As an American who's trying to make it, especially as a nigga, you will fail. That's why you should like Donald Trump, because that nigga has failed numerous times. And what he do every time he fall, Honcho?
Bounce back. Twice as hard.
The nigga done bounced back and came back harder every time. That's the story of life as an American, dog. That's the story of being black. As a nigga, you should know. You should be very familiar with that, because you're gonna get knocked down. If everywhere you go, if everybody tell you yes as soon as you start off with a business, you ain't black. Ain't no way possible. I've been told no more times than I can even remember, bro. It only takes one yes. It only takes one yes. So don't tell them. I'm telling you, oh man, all niggas think that way. If a nigga is telling you to raise 30% of your 401k, and all you got from the conversation was all niggas think about cash all day, the problem ain't the niggas, the problem is you, bro. Instead of fighting me when I'm telling you, go to your job, walk to HR and tell them to raise your 401k. And when you get all that money, and by the time 2024 get here, I'm going to tell you I want 10,000 of it, because I obviously made it because of me. I just gave you a free stock tip. I just gave all you niggas some free stock tips. I'm not telling you to agree with everything everybody in the den is saying. I'm not telling you to do that, bro. That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is to soak up this game, man. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And if I had, judging by your phone call, you're not 33 years old. And if you 24, 25 years old, you gotta remember, young man, I've been that age before. You ain't never been 33. I'm gonna put you on game, man. I'm gonna help you out. I cannot make you go outside and drive the car though. I can take you to the lot. You gotta drive the car yourself. That's all I'm telling you, bro. Stop telling yourself, I don't give a fuck about politics. I don't care who the president is. Man, politics hurt us more than any other group of people. Period. Legislation affects us more than anybody else. Wake the fuck up. Get you some assets. When you get you some assets, you call in, and then you're going to have a conversation. It's going to be a totally different ball game. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's it for me tonight, y'all. Y'all enjoy them free stock tips. Y'all be blessed.
All right, Prepaid, man. Appreciate the call, man. All right. We'll take this one more real quick. Where we at? I got a juice after this. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? This is Vince.
Vince, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind this evening, Vince?
Shoot, man, it's a pretty good topic tonight, man. But I was just gonna say, for me, man, I've always kind of leaned for the neutral side, man. You're always gonna have a president on things you like and things you don't like. But my point is, you just gotta try and take advantage of opportunities when there are.
Correct.
Prime example, like if you go back a couple years, take you back. Remember when we had that recession around early in the 2000s? The economy got real bad, and like for example, I moved here in 06 in H-Town, but had to reinvent myself. When me and my wife, we went back to school when we had the opportunity when Obama made it easy to go to school, so we just jumped on it. But the thing about it is, it didn't matter if it would have been Obama or Trump. When there's opportunities, you're trying to jump on it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And so you put yourself in better positions. To put yourself in, better opportunities, better positions. And so that's what we did. She knocked out 3 degrees in like 3 years.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And I got 1 myself. And so it's really all about the opportunity, like you said, man, seeing what's out there available to you, no matter who's in office. That's what it's about. It's about the opportunities to jump on them.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And like you said, there's a lot of opportunity out there, man. It's just, that's all it is, man. But like Prepaid was saying, man, you do got to change your mind frame when you do that, and you open yourself up to what opportunities there are out there. Man, the world is yours.
Like I said, I agree with that, and that's kind of how I am, because I don't think that. Not to say again, the policies do matter. Not to say the president in particular. But I mean, if you, like you say, if you are hunting for the opportunity, if you're looking for where you can take advantage, I mean, that's what you have to do. And I think if you got that type of mentality, you're going to find a way around the BS you don't like, and you're going to find a way to capitalize on those opportunities that are presented. So I love to hear that. Actually, that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly, man. So like I said, it just doesn't matter who's in office at the time. Like I said, there's always going to be opportunities and stuff. The main thing was important too, though, is now, like, because when that all happened, we was like younger. Now that we're older, it's now teaching the next generation, like when you start having children, all that stuff. Hey, there's opportunities out here. Open your mind, you know what I mean, and widen your horizon, and don't be afraid to if you see opportunity to jump on it.
Correct. Okay. All right. I mean, I have nothing to. I can't contradict that. So that's what's happening. Anything else you want to add there, Mr. Vince?
Nah, that's it, man. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Vince, man. And thank you for calling in this evening.
All right, man.
There we go. All right, we're gonna wrap it up on that one. Here's a couple of things before we shut it down, and ultimately, like the last caller basically said, just take opportunity. And I wanted to expand on something that Prepaid said when he was talking about those CEOs, man. And like I said, I listened to. It's a particular podcast that I picked up recently that I've been listening to a lot, and this is a dude. He started out in his parents' garage, no formal education. Now he earns like $30 million a year. Started his own business and everything, and so he does a lot of stuff, and he just breaks things down in a very interesting way. And the last podcast I was listening to, one, there's two things. One, he was talking about long-term domination, so planning for the long term. I think most people plan for the short term, get a bunch of money now, and then get out, and then they kind of fuck themselves off. But he talked about long-term domination, and then the other thing he was talking about was kind of around the obsession thing, and he was just talking about how Amazon. He was talking about Sam Walton. He was talking about all these things, and how these guys, these greats that we look at, they just got too much money. It's because of this, because of that. But the people who are greats, they do the shit that a lot of us don't do, and even some of us who are exceptional, they still outdo that. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Sam Walton, like I don't think people realize, like, he was, that motherfucker there was like on a whole nother level. Like they would talk about like how he would fly over. He had I think a private jet or a private plane, whatever, to fly over where new Walmarts were going to be built, and so he would look at the traffic. He would study the patterns, like the time of day where the most traffic was, before he'd build new locations. He would go in, he would go to competitors, he'd measure the store shelves, he'd talk to the employees, what's selling. Like, it's just like, when I'm saying that this dude was like obsessed. I mean, he like that's what it was. Jeff Bezos, you know what I'm saying? Same thing, like with Amazon. They could have been a run-of-the-mill anybody else, but the way they plan their shit out, think about it. You don't see your Prime packages coming in. I mean, some of them get delivered by UPS, but you see what do you see more and more? These Amazon trucks. Like, I see these bitches all day, every day. The Amazon trucks. They basically got their own payment system. They have their own their service, so they didn't use HostGator like I use or something like that. They went and built their own shit. Amazon built their own shit. They fucking have their own delivery network. Like, who else is gonna get you a package in a fucking day? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to do that? Who's going to give you that? And so this is all starting from old buddy in his office, and now he makes a shit ton of money. People are mad he needs to do this and do that, but he brought you a shit ton of value. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk to D-Love. D-Love don't be talking about shit. I'm finna wrap it up. D-Love calling tomorrow. But I just wanted to expand on that because, like I say, that obsession and that willing to go above and beyond, but it's thinking long term and about you. I mean, you just gotta really want it, and that's why there's nobody's gonna create another Amazon. But Jeff Bezos studied Sam Walton, and he just basically did what Sam Walton did, but took it to the internet. And so that's why it is. Well, now he saw the future, and he's like, "This is what it is." And that's why Walmart now used to be the biggest retailer, trying to play catch up with Amazon. They trying to, work there, but then Walmart's internet shit sucks. Like their online shit sucks. But here's the deal, man. Yeah, that's still where my PO box is still in Kemah. So I ain't never switched over because I've tried to switch it over here, and then they were fucking the shit that was in the area. They were just all booked. So I just left the same one up. So I still have that one. I go check it every now and then. But yeah, that's definitely where I can be reached. But here's my thing, man. I fucks with y'all, then folk, and again, like I said, I say it almost every night. And before I wrap it up, I say thank y'all because I am still a work in progress. Okay. And we'll talk more about this, like I say, as we get close to the end of the month, and things like that. But I'll start wearing what do we have? I come right, never see a hater in real life. Yeah. Like I say, I'm working out, and I thank all of you, especially, like I say, those of you who've been rocking with me from the Kush Den when it was a terrible conversation to the point where we are now. Those of you who have been here more recently as the format has changed and just brought all types of insight and information, opinions, just your stories. Again, when I tell you I get off to the den and I go take care of things, or the next day I sit and I think, and I was telling I literally talk to my mom about the den or something. Like I say, I don't talk to too many people on the phone. But so when I do talk to her, I take some time to try to talk to her at least a couple of times a week. You know, you got to appreciate your people while they're here. And I talked to her about different things. We talked about the woman thing and all that stuff. And she agreed with. She definitely liked what I was talking about, Mrs. Fresh and Sassy. But again, I'm a work in progress, man. And a lot of the information that comes through here, even though we go back and forth and we exchange things, and I agree with a lot of stuff. And I don't take notes as hard as I used to, but I do write down little crucial things now, because I used to write down like all the whole damn calls and shit. But man, I thank y'all so much, because y'all helped me in a lot of ways. Y'all helped my mentality grow and change. And like I say, as in this 2020, I plan on taking a lot of these things that y'all have helped me with and helped me understand, and we're going to take this shit to the next level. It's a lot of things that are going to be coming up soon, and like I say, we'll talk about them as they approach, but I just appreciate all of y'all for being here. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everything, man. So I thank y'all, man. Yeah, I mean, if y'all want to buy some, I got some. Y'all want some dreads? I'll sell you some dreads. But here's the deal, man. I got to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all coming through tonight. Another wonderful conversation. I appreciate all the calls. I appreciate everybody that came through. We're going to try the karaoke thing tomorrow, man. We're definitely going to try the karaoke thing tomorrow. And we'll see how that works. We'll start off with Broderick already sitting in his karaoke. So we'll start the karaoke off with that tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. But like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you all. It has been an honor, a privilege, and most of all, my pleasure to be able to chop it up with you guys each and every night. Until tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central. Thank you. Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all do got to get the fuck up out of here. I'm gone, man. It's your boy Ed Honcho. I'm out.